In this video, I'm going to show you how you can build a sales lead assistant using Google Workspace Studio. Before we build the assistant, let's have a look at the actions the flow will perform. The flow will run whenever I receive a new email. If the message is related to a new business opportunity, Gemini will apply the Sales Leads label in Gmail. Next, Gemini will generate a short summary of the email. And finally, the lead's name and email address will be added to my sales lead tracker along with Gemini's summary of the email message. The starter is when I get an email, and since I want this flow to run for every incoming email, I make sure all emails is selected. Step 2 is add labels, where I choose to apply AI-powered labels. AI-powered labels are applied only if Gemini finds that the message matches the description. You can see the description Gemini is using to decide if the label should be applied or not by clicking the pencil icon. At this point, you could also customize the description to your needs. Once you've updated the description, tick the box so that this label will be applied for future runs. Next, I'll use the Ask Gemini step to have Gemini generate a short summary of the email and let me know about any action items. Note how I use the email body variable from step 1 to give Gemini access to the email message. This is a crucial configuration because Gemini doesn't know about the other steps in my flow. But by using variables, I can pass information from a previous step to Gemini so that it has the necessary context to perform the task. Speaking of context, you can also define what information sources Gemini can use when configuring the Ask Gemini step. Note how I can have Gemini search the web and/or access my Workspace content. And I can also use specific resources from Google Drive. Lastly, I'll use the Add a Row step to write the information to my Sales Leads tracker. My sheet has 3 columns, and I select the data that I want to be added to them by adding the corresponding variables. Now that my flow is all set up, I can test it. Whenever I test a flow, I always select a starter, in this specific case an email, that has the same characteristics of the actual starter, which will trigger my flow to run once it's turned on. That's why for this flow, I select the sales inquiry email message I have in my inbox. Once the test run is successfully completed, I turn on the flow. Per my configuration, this flow will now run for every incoming email message I receive. What automation would you want me to make a video about in the future? Let me know in the comments section below. We recently published a video about how to create a flow that uses Gemini to extract data from an email attachment and write it into Google Sheets. The video is linked on the screen right now and in the description. I highly recommend you check it out.